Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining everyone, and we are going to get into the good stuff early. First of all, let me explain why I did not upload yesterday. Let's go here to this file right here. Okay, so see, this is the date of yesterday, and well, oh no, this may be the file that we are recording now, so let's not mess with this. But yeah, this has no description. It has zero let's see, bytes. It has 0 bytes size. Okay, let's not get into all the weeds of the details. This one right here is from yesterday. So what happened was we wore the same shots, so we just do the shots that we had on from yesterday. But this is absolutely yesterday, and what happened was this mic right here, the AUX output, it was set to default, and the so it wasn't collecting any audio, any sound. So that's what happened. Let me get a little water first before we begin. What we did was we were trying to make a fast video just for the sake of uploading, and so we got 47 minutes, but we just were reacting to YouTube. So I'm very upset that that did not go through, but we are here today, so that is very good, and I'm thankful for everyone joining us today because we have a lot to talk about. First of all, let's count the days. Let's not count today because I'm going to waste today. That's why I want to get this video out the way now. I'm going to ruin the whole day by just doing nothing and watching Black Mirror and playing video games and doing nothing at all completely. So let's just count. So we have 3 days, and then we have these many days, and then I am not buying time. That is 34 days that we have. So I am not saying I'm doing everything perfect, but I don't, I cannot tell the future, so I'm not making plans too far out. I was working on I was work when I do that accent, my mom's like, "You sound like an African person with a head injury." I'm like, "Oh, I always thought I sound like an American person with a head injury." Where's the what is this? I even showed you guys this game. Well, we watched a big back person the other day load up their bag, so let's just watch this one for perpetuities. I don't even know.
Yes, ma'am. How are you? All right, we got the Takis. You said gyro, rice, and cheese, right? You want all the veggies? You want white sauce? It's yogurt, sour cream, garlic aioli. Yeah? I'll just put a little. Spicy sauce? Mild or hot? Mild, okay. Just one line. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am.
Is this
how are you?
free? I don't know what the fuck's going on
We got
here.
the Taki.
I'm too out of my fatness from before to like look into it. I just watch it.
These are some of the biggest, most expensive, yet unique edible chocolate molds in the world, and we're gonna see what they hit. Starting with a white chocolate heel. Bit the toe because I love some beautiful feet. This is a size 7, by the way. We got an edible dark and white chocolate soccer balls. Just some good ass chocolate. I never knew a dark and white chocolate soccer ball could taste this damn good. Next we have a 17-inch tall King Kong gorilla made out of 4 pounds of chocolate. You just fart or something? So let's see if we can slice them down from the top to the bottom.
The tools he brings in his car freak me out.
You may want to have something big to slice it with because you're not about to eat it with your mouth. And next we got a champagne bucket and bottle. Bucket is dark chocolate. Very good. This is milk chocolate. Alright, break it. Expired a couple weeks ago. This should be good. Ooh. Totally worth every penny. These are some of the biggest, most expensive, yet you...
But we really can't talk shit because we're trying to have an air fryer in our car, which sounds illegal. Son, you can't have that in the car. We'll just bring it outside or whatever. I don't care.
This is what I was talking about. These are salt mandalas. This will change our lives. Start.
Alright, that's the video. That's it for today. I just need to get the videos to flick my channel to be alive. So when I actually start posting content, not other people's, I'll because right now I'm stealing content from other people. I guess you could say I'm reacting to it. I like reaction channels. I don't think they're stealing, but I like to be hard on myself, so I'm stealing. I'm a thief. Yeah, we watched this other video. We watched Pootie's other video. And we watched one of these guys' videos. And I actually hadn't seen the bison one, so it's still...
If you give employees a budget, they're gonna use the whole budget. Enter Navan, an all-in-one platform that makes booking, managing, and saving money on business travel effortless. When booking, employees are gonna see a price to beat. If they book under it, they earn rewards. Those rewards go straight into their personal Navan account. And the best part? It's free. Head to navan.com.
That's pretty cool.
You're born and drop hard onto the ground. Your mother turns, licks once along your side, then pushes against your ribs. Nothing moves, so she pushes again. Her head drives behind your shoulder until one leg kicks out. You try to lift your head, but it drops, so you push with your front legs instead, shifting your weight just enough to raise your chest. Behind her, 2 bulls crash together. Their horns lock and their legs grind into the dirt as they push, scraping for space that neither of them needs. Your mother doesn't react. She drops her head and shoves again. You lift halfway and fall sideways. She steps forward and pushes behind your ribs once more. This time your hooves press in deeper and you finally get up. The bulls hit again. One loses balance and stumbles. His front leg folds and he falls onto his side. Dirt kicks up as his body rolls and he lands close enough that dust hits your face. Your mother steps toward him and blocks the space between you. She lowers her head and braces. The bull gets up without looking at her. He turns the other way and walks off. She doesn't follow. She turns back toward open land and begins walking. The fight isn't finished, but she's not going to wait for it. You follow. Your front legs move straight, but the back ones swing wide and drag. You fall, and then get up again, but she doesn't slow down. The bulls keep fighting behind you. One forces the other across a patch of bare dirt, pushing through dry roots and torn ground. They don't stop between hits. They just change angles and strike again. One falls, but you don't see which. You just keep walking and follow the shape in front of you because it's the only one that doesn't stop. You're a few weeks old now. Your legs hold steady and you've learned how to move without falling behind. The herd walks slow across open grass, stopping often to feed. The adults spread out in a line and the calves move between them. Some stay close to their mothers, but others move toward new patches growing near the edges. One calf walks too far. He steps past a cow at the end of the line and follows a strip of soft green toward the edge of the trees, lowering his head as he feeds and not checking how far he's gone. Then the trees break. 3 wolves jump from the cover and run straight at him. The herd reacts instantly. The cows step forward and the bulls shift to close the space between them. You stay close as your mother moves out to block. The calf turns and runs, but the wolves are already too close. One catches his leg and yanks it sideways. Another grabs his ribs and pulls in the opposite direction. The other follows fast, pushing in tight. He kicks, but the angle is wrong and nothing lands. Your mother runs, and 2 cows move with her. One slams into the first wolf and knocks it off its feet, while another hits the second from the side and drives it back. The wolves break off and scatter. They sprint back into the trees without trying again. The cows slow, and one checks on the calf. His body twists once, then stills. His chest moves, and then doesn't. The herd moves forward. The adults return to their path, and the calves near the edge move back toward the center. You stay beside your mother as she takes her place in the line, walking steady and keeping close enough to block both sides. The wolves don't come back, but they know where to try next time. You're a couple of months old now. The herd starts walking again, and your mother moves with them, so you follow behind her in the same line. Something breaks from the ridge ahead and runs straight toward the herd before you even see what it is. The bulls at the front react fast. One steps wide to the left while another holds position and lowers his head. The shape clears the slope and drops into view. It's a grizzly. It keeps coming until the front bull steps across its path, and another moves in from the side. The bear slows, but doesn't stop. It turns and walks around the herd instead, cutting behind the calves and disappearing into the trees without looking back. The bulls wait until the last branch settles. Then they return to their places, and the herd keeps moving forward. The river appears soon after, cutting across the land from one tree line to the other. The first bison steps in. The water rises against its chest and flows around its legs, but it keeps walking. Then another enters, and another. Your mother follows next. You step in behind her and sink lower with every step. The current pushes at your side, and your feet drag, but the bodies ahead keep moving, so you keep going too. A bull ahead of you steps too deep into the current. His hooves sink into soft sand, and his legs drag as he tries to push forward. He kicks upward once, then the rest of his body tilts and disappears beneath the surface. But the herd doesn't stop. You push forward behind your mother until the water changes to mud, and the ground rises again. Your hooves catch the bank, and you pull yourself out. The others already walk ahead in a line that looks the same as before, but there's one less body in it now. The river closes behind you, and the trees stretch ahead again. You're 2 years old now. Your horns are coming in, and your steps press deeper into the ground than they used to. You graze beside another calf about your size, both of you picking at the same patch without shifting position. He steps closer, just enough to test how close he can get without being pushed. You stay still and don't move. He lowers his head and you match him. Then, in an instant, he lunges. Your skulls slam together. The hit forces your front legs apart, but you hold your balance. He swings again before you recover. His horn strikes under your neck, and he manages to lift you, just enough so that your hooves leave the ground. You crash backward into the dirt, but his horn presses into your chest before you can stand. You roll backwards and slam forward. Then your head drives beneath his chest and lifts with full weight. He flips, hits the ground sideways, and kicks once before trying to stand. But you're already moving. You crash into his side and drive your horn through the gap behind his shoulder. His body twists from the hit. He tries to stand up, but you strike again. Your horn cuts through the joint at the base of his neck and drops him flat. His legs twitch once, then stop. You step back and hold your stance just in case, but his body stays in place, tilted against a patch of broken ground. You turn away and walk back to the edge of the group. A while later, another calf walks in front of you, stepping close to the same patch. You lift your head once and hold his eyes. He stops, then turns and walks the other way. The one you fought still lies behind you. He's unconscious but still alive. You lower your head and keep feeding. This is just the start. The real fights between bulls haven't begun yet. You're 5 years old now, almost fully grown. The herd grazes across open land in a wide line. You move near the front, walking slowly with your head down. Then out of nowhere, 4 wolves jump from the bushes and run straight at you. They've come back for revenge. They split wide, covering your sides, and close in fast without changing direction. You stop, but no one else moves with you. The rest of the herd keeps feeding. The first charge is from ahead. You swing early, and your horn catches behind its ribs. You lift it off the ground and throw it sideways. It hits the dirt and runs. The second lunges from the left. You twist and run forward. Your shoulder slams into its chest and drops it flat. It scrambles back to its feet and circles for another try. The third cuts behind you and you kick without turning. Your hoof clips its ribs, but it doesn't leave. It stalks along the edge and waits for an opening. The second comes again. This time it charges from the right. Your horn misses, but your head knocks it sideways. It lands hard and crawls out of reach. The fourth waits near your leg. When you rotate to face the others, it makes its move. It darts in, aiming for the back of your leg, but you turn faster. Your horn drives forward and strikes behind its shoulder. The point breaks through skin and locks into bone. Its body drops straight down and it doesn't move again. The other 3 freeze. One backs away, another turns, and finally they all run away. You hold your place watching the blood spread beneath the one that didn't make it. You stay there until nothing moves. Then you turn and step back into the line. The herd walks ahead like nothing happened. No one looks at you or acknowledges what you just did. The wolves came back for revenge. revenge, and you gave them a reason not to try again. Skip forward a bit, and you're 8 years old now. You walk near the front of the herd as the ground flattens ahead. A fence runs across the field, cutting through the land in both directions. The herd slows as it approaches, but you keep walking. You step close and press your head against it. A jolt blasts through your skull, making your legs kick back and you drop to your knees. Sparks snap from the wire as you scramble up and turn away. You run back toward the herd, but behind you, something starts to make noise. A truck pulls across the field and turns, trying to follow you. You run faster, trying to catch up to the rest of the herd as the engine grows louder. The truck closes in, but then it starts to slow down and suddenly stops. You think that they gave up and you're safe now, but something happens. A loud shot cracks from behind. Something grazes across your ear and a small trail of blood pours down your neck. You stop for a second, thinking of what to do next. But before you can come up with anything, another shot follows. It hits your back leg and knocks it sideways. You stumble, then push forward, dragging your hoof behind you. You lift your head and look ahead. That's when you spot something terrible. Your mother lies on her side, blood leaking from a hole torn through her ribs. She doesn't move again. You stay frozen, but that's when a third shot hits the ground near your hoof. You instantly turn and run, limping fast across the open field. You don't stop until the truck disappears behind the hills. You're alive, but they might be back, and next time, they won't miss. You're 8.5 years old now. You walk alone along a dry stream bed with your head low, scanning the dust for anything green. The herd is somewhere behind you, but they're not getting closer. Your steps land steady, but each one pulls at your side. The wound that you've got from one of the fights with another bull hasn't sealed yet. The skin stays raw, and blood still seeps when you move. Then a horsefly passes next to your eye, and another. You blink, and just keep on walking, but more come. They circle your head and land across your face. You try to shake them off, but they stay. Another group flies near your side. They land as soon as they reach you. Some crawl around, some move toward the wound. You swing your head and stomp trying to get them off, but it doesn't work. You turn fast, kicking behind you, then move again, but the swarm follows. They stick to your legs, then your back, then they crowd around the torn skin along your ribs. You walk faster, but they keep pace and follow every turn. You reach a shallow pool of water ahead. The surface holds more mud than water, but you step straight into it anyway. The flies stay for a moment longer, then lift off and fly back. You drop your chest into the center. The water doesn't move much, but it coats your sides. Mud fills the gap across your ribs and you hold your place. Then you slowly come out of the water, and luckily the swarm doesn't come back. You walk along the edge and keep going. You look ahead, scanning the horizon for the herd, but you don't see anyone. The herd is gone and you're alone now. You're 12 years old now. You've been walking alone for years and it's winter again. The ground stays frozen and nothing green breaks through the snow. You move slow across the valley, searching for anything worth eating. Then something moves behind you. You lift your head and glance back. A shape runs along the slope. It's a grizzly. You instantly start running. Snow breaks beneath your hooves as you lunge forward. You don't look back, you just go. A frozen river appears ahead. You reach the edge and step on. The ice holds, so you take another step, then another. Halfway across, the bear stops. It watches from the bank waiting. You keep going, trying to reach the other side before the ice breaks. Then your front leg punctures through. Your chest slams into the edge and water surges across your side. You try to lift yourself up, but the surface splits again. You kick back with both legs, searching for grip, but the water pulls harder. You push forward, dragging your weight across the break, but the ice ahead shatters before you reach it. Your hooves can't find anything. You try again, but nothing moves. Then your body slips under. The surface closes behind you, sealing the crack. The grizzly doesn't move. It just stands there, watching. Life as a bison might be rough, but there's another animal out there that has it way worse. Trust me, it's wild. Check out the video and see for yourself.
With Fargo, your virtual assistant.
I don't know which guy is our guy, the guy that we like. Because it looks like I haven't watched any of these.
All right, Gabby from Vegas, let's go.
You open your eyes and here you are, surrounded by the hum of machines and the sterile, artificial glow of the Genesis chamber. You weren't born, you were designed. A robotic voice announces,
Designation, Van Z.
congratulations, you now have a name, with Van being your first name and Z being the house your family belongs to. All of this incredible technology around you, as well as the entire planet, is powered by mining the planet's unstable core. I'm sure that won't be an issue. The fluid around you drains, and suddenly the gravity hits you like a brick wall. Krypton is only 1.5 times larger than Earth, but the gravity is almost 40 times stronger. It's far beyond what your muscles are ready for yet, but you'll get there. To keep the balance in this planet's complex society, every Every baby is genetically designed to fit into a specific role: leadership, high council, scientific, medical and engineering, arts, design and construction, warrior, security and weapons, labor, services and general assistance, and religious, discipline and ordinance. The government decided that you were going to be genetically crafted for the role of scientist. They cheaped out on things like strength and charisma and put all your points into intelligence. Welcome to Krypton, Einstein. Do you even have parents? You were born in a machine, right? Well, yes. Even though you were technically designed in a lab, the genetic material to create a Kryptonian child still has to come from two individuals. The government's algorithm crunched some numbers and decided it needed someone like you, and selected the two people that they would need to combine to create you. Your parents were lucky enough to essentially win the lottery that allows them to reproduce. Wow, how ethical. Now, as a baby, your parents probably won't be the hugging type. You will likely get a few polite nods here and there, maybe a reserved look of approval when you do something impressive, like solving a problem or stacking blocks in a particularly efficient manner. They're Kryptonian. They're efficient, not affectionate. If I were you, I would cherish that memory, because in terms of love and affection, that's probably the most you're gonna get. Cut them some slack though, because they were also grown in a lab. By the time you're 4, you're in the state-controlled institution for science. Your quote-unquote classroom is a sterile room with holographic projections delivering super advanced sciencey lessons like quantum physics, genetics, and engineering. You like that, don't you big nerd? Oh, and your teacher is an AI robot. Yeah. Getting a human to do a job like this would be a waste of time. Pretty much every job here that isn't deemed as super important is taken care of by robots. But oddly enough, you're not encouraged to ask questions. Just solve problems. Every morning begins with rankings, and every lesson ends with scores. It's pretty strict, and there's no room for failure. Falling behind means being reassigned to a lower class, or even worse, being assigned an AI tutor who has analyzed your every weakness and will make you work until you are perfect. You're surrounded by children your own age, but they aren't your friends. They're competitors, all shooting for the top ranks in their guild. The pressure is mounting, and you're already becoming what Krypton demands: efficient, logical, and relentless. Now that you're 16, it's time for your rite of proficiency. This is the test that decides if you're worthy of joining the Science Guild, or if all that time the government spent preparing you was just wasted. Remember, you were genetically designed for this, and your whole life has just been training, leading up to this moment. This planet doesn't have any need for plumbers anymore. So if you fail this test, you're probably being sent to the Phantom Zone or something. Yeah, it's best not to think about it. You're led into a vast simulation chamber where an entire planet's energy grid is failing. Your task is to fix it. Good luck. You better lock in, because you don't want to know what happens to little boys like you in the Phantom Zone. Well done. You're a natural. It's like you were born for this, you big nerd. Welcome to the Science Guild, and welcome to adulthood. Take a look in the mirror. See that young face of yours? I hope you like it, because now that you're in your early 20s, it's not going to change. Kryptonians live for hundreds, or in some cases, thousands of years. So now that you're in your 20s, your aging is going to slow down significantly, leaving you with that exact same look for many, many years to come. You take that baby face of yours and join the workforce, and live a life bound to the pursuit of knowledge, working in the laboratories of Kandor to analyze the genetic stability of your people. You know, making sure with all this genetic tinkering that nobody accidentally gets born with 2 heads. Despite some questionable moral decisions, Krypton is a utopia. There's no poverty because everyone works for the state. There's no war because everyone is united under the same purpose. And there's no crime because no one would dare risk being sentenced to the banishment in the Phantom Zone, the empty dimension where time doesn't pass just for stealing a loaf of bread. Krypton's technological advancements have given them access to things like intergalactic and interdimensional travel. Its people live longer, healthier, and easier lives, and almost every sickness is cured. Unfortunately, this has also resulted in a system where everything comes second to the state. The Kryptonians' need to serve the greater good of the planet has almost wiped out individuality, personal expression, and art, all in the pursuit of progress. You start to notice cracks in the idea of this supposed utopia. Literally, the ground trembles more often these days, and rumors spread through the labs about a possible evacuation plan. But when you ask questions, you're met with silence, or worse, reprimands. Kryptonians don't ask why, they just focus on how to sustain the system, how to patch the cracks, how to keep marching forward, without ever considering the idea that one day the march could end. One day, you stumble upon classified data in the archives. The simulations show a 99.8% chance of planetary collapse within the next 5 decades, but the files are buried, labeled as quote-unquote irrelevant. You bring it up to your supervisor, who shrugs and tells you,
"That's not your department."
and he's right. You're a Kryptonian, and Krypton is eternal. This is a perfect society, and you need to get back to work. As a scientist, your every waking hour is consumed by equations, formulas, and that steady march forward of scientific progress. In your mind, the future of Krypton is calculated, measured, and certain. Until you met her. She comes to your lab on official business, tasked with reviewing our genetic archives for the Warrior Guild. You've been at this job for over 100 years now, so you show her the way and get to talking. At first, it's strictly business, but you quickly find you have a lot of common ground. Laura Van L, you have a ridiculous name. No way, I have a ridiculous name. Sparks fly, and after years of dating, she's the light of your world. She makes you wonder if you've become too absorbed in your work, too blind to the potential of what this life could really be. With her by your side, the mundane becomes magical, and every moment feels like a page out of a dream. She's the most beautiful, enchanting, and caring woman you've ever known. Someone who sees you in ways no one else ever could. Her laughter is music to your ears. Her kindness, an anchor in a chaotic world. She's the kind of girl you always imagined when you dared to dream of love. The partner you thought existed only in stories. She's the most beautiful, enchanting, caring woman you've ever met. The love of your life. Oh, never mind. You've just been assigned a partner. Sorry, Lara. The government's main computer system has selected you to breed. Hell yeah. It's paired you with 279-year-old Zanara Veckley. You're both in the Science Guild, and the state needs another child who's a scientist just like you. Apparently, there's something going wrong with the planet's core, and they need more great minds to figure it out. I can't imagine what, though. After a couple of months, your little boy is finally ready. You and your new wife, Zanara, make the ceremonial trip to the Genesis chamber. It's a surreal experience, rows upon rows of potential children, each one meticulously engineered, their genetic profiles displayed in glowing detail before you. You sift through the options, weighing traits like intelligence, physical prowess, and resilience. After much deliberation, you choose the child with the best genes, the one destined to excel in the Kryptonian society. This will be your baby boy. The others are, we don't need to talk about those. You take him home with you and accept your new role as parents. Despite looking like you're in your mid to late 20s, you're both well over 150 years old. So hopefully that time has got you ready to be parents. Your little boy grows up to go to the Institution for Science, just like you did. He'll be raised by the state and AI, and you see him every once in a while, just to check in on how he's going. No hugs though, because your parents never really taught you how. Life on Krypton certainly isn't perfect. It's a world built on strict order, calculated efficiency, and emotional restraint. Sure, there are benefits. A society without chaos, where everyone knows their role and plays it flawlessly. But there's a flip side, one that makes you stop and think about what really matters. The lack of spontaneity, the absence of genuine warmth, the hollow feeling that comes with chasing perfection. It makes you question the things that really make life worth living. But hey, if there's one thing we can learn from all of this, it's that in the long run, everything's gonna be okay. Oh, good thing you guys can survive in space.
Savings you just can't beat.
I ain't know that about Krypton. That's crazy. Alright, well that's the video today. We went to Krypton. This video is called No Thumbnail. That's what I was gonna call the one from yesterday. And then I'm gonna put no thumbnail as the thumbnail. See how creative I am? Alright, bye.